Hello and welcome back to my video on Kill Team 2021. This time we are taking a look at the Talons of the Emperor Kill Team, or people usually just call them the Custodes, because that's the main menu in this Kill Team. Right, let's look at the fire teams. So you get two options, either the Custodian Guards or the Sisters of Silence. Now, a few months ago, before the errata, these are the best units in the game because their stats are crazy. You only get to bring 2 per fire team, but even with only 4 models in a kill team, they're very dangerous. Now, sisters here, they're not very popular. I don't think people bring them, but I think a combination of these two should be pretty good. Or even if you want something that's like decent, you can bring 2 fire teams of Sisters of Silence, and it should still be decent. Let's check out their stats then. Here we go. This is why they're so good. Look, movement is the same. They have 3 APL. It used to be 4, which is even crazier. They have 3 APL now. Defense of 3, standard. GA1, standard. The save is 2+. So you only have like 1 in 6 chance of getting wounded. You still only have 3 defense, that's true, but you have 18 wounds. They are very tough to kill. Alright, let's look at the weapons. The first one is the unlimited range one, the Guardian Spear. It's Pierce 1, hitting on 2+, they're really good, with damage of 3, 5. So their crits are better than regular bolters, but otherwise it's pretty much almost the same, with the difference of piercing 1 and 2+ to hit. This is a pretty good weapon. The second one is the Sentinel Blade. This is if you're bringing the one with the Storm Shield. This is pretty much bolt pistol, but again hitting on 2+ and pierce 1. It's alright. For melee, if you're using the spear, hitting still on 2+, damage of 5-7, lethal 5+. This is really good. If you're going into melee, this is good, right? Because you have a chance, 1 in 3 chance, because lethal 5, of insta-killing a guardsman or guardsman equivalent. Sentinel Blade is alright, I guess, but I don't know. They can't one-shot a guardsman, but they do have Storm Shield. Right? This could be useful if your enemy is bringing like heavy weapons, which they will, right? If they're bringing like plasma guns and stuff like that, which can reduce your defense roll, you might want to bring this. However, remember, if you bring this, that means they have short range. Right, let's check the leader. The leader is pretty much the same. The difference is just 1 more wound. Right? So, oh yeah, I forgot to talk about this. Basically, they can't be injured. They can't. Their APL cannot be reduced by any effect. So it's good. As for Storm Shield, basically gives them 4+ info save, which is pretty good if you're fighting against like plasma, whatever. And if you're fighting in melee combat, whenever you parry 2 hits instead of 1. Now, I am not sure whether if you roll a critical defense, can you parry 2 crits? I am not sure. But this does say, like, if it parries 2 of your opponent's successful hits. They didn't say crits, so I assume no. I'm not sure whether this is in the FAQ or the errata, so you might want to check that. Right, now let's check the less popular options. Sister of Silence. The first one is the one with the bolter. Stat-wise, this is the same as Sisters of Battle. Standard stat, save of 3+, wound 8, standard bolt gun, and standard gun butt melee. Their only ability is that if your enemy is performing psychic action within 6 inches, they cannot be targeted. So if you're fighting Grey Knights or like, I don't know if Grey Knight counts. If you're fighting the Thousand Suns, they cannot target you with a psychic action. It's very situational because I think only they can use psychic to attack. Yeah, very situational. So you just pick them for these. These are not bad, by the way. You got 5 of them. They have the same save as a Space Marine. They have the same weapon as a basic Space Marine. Pretty good. Witch Seekers, same stat line, but the difference is they're bringing a Flamer. As usual, I don't recommend bringing this because Flamers are only useful against Horde armies, and even when players play Horde armies, I don't think they usually just clump up together, so might not be useful. Maybe you can bring this if they're bringing something like Poxwalkers or whatever, or like Gretchens, but otherwise don't bring this. Vigilator, now this is the melee option. This is actually pretty good. They have the same saves, the same stats, but they have 4 attack, hitting on 3+, 4/6 damage, and lethal 5+. It won't one-shot things, but this is still very good. You might want to bring like 2 or 3 of these, or even 5 if you want like some melee attackers. And this is the leader. The leader can pick any weapon. It's hitting on 2+ instead of 3+. Otherwise, the stats are same with 1 more wound. All right, pretty good. Look at the Ploys. Now, for the Ploys. Strategic Ploys, the Aegis of the Emperor, 1 CP for the whole turn, right? For the whole turn, if you got hit by a crit, basically if you got hit by a crit, you can change that crit damage into normal damage. Now, this only say that you change the attack dice damage from crit to normal damage, right? It doesn't say it changes the attack dice into a normal. No, it just inflicts normal damage. So be careful with this, because if you're getting hit by a plasma or stuff that can do like mortal wound and less normal damage, you might actually make yourself get more damage if you use this, right? You can choose though, so of course don't choose to do that. Very useful if your enemy have like lethal but doesn't do mortal wound. It can reduce the damage that you take. Second one, Creeping Dread. This is for the sisters. While enemy is 3 inches from them, they have less BS and weapon skill. Pretty good. So if you're going to use this, bring the sisters with the great sword, so they can go closer to the enemy and like make them hit worse. All right, next one. Now this is usually the one that will be most used in your games if you're using this kill team, because with this you pay 1 CP, your custodies can shoot twice and fight twice. Now, because your APL is now 3, you can't really do both. However, you can still attack 3 times. Like let's say you fight once and then you shoot at the other target. Right. So this is still useful. Next is Tactical Ploy. The first one is Arcane Genetic Alchemy. You pay 1 CP. You can change your normal save into a critical save. Very useful. But read this one. It's only for shooting at attacks. This is not useful for melee. But very good because you can resist your like plasma guns or whatever weapon that have like critical like lethal 5 usually. Very good. Next, Brotherhood of Demigods. Now here's the thing. I think this was Eratad. Oh, no. Yeah, there you go. Use this tactical ploy at the end of the firefight phase. So after all of your action is done, yeah, this is already errata. Yeah. At the end of the firefight phase, you can select one friendly Custodes, and they get one free fight or Overwatch action. And this doesn't count as activation, right? So after you're done attacking each other, blah, 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 you can pay 1 CP, and they get either an Overwatch or a fight, which is useful. So before the errata, this is very stupid, because you can use this anytime, at any time, and you gain one free action, whatever action you want. So people use this to either charge or get a free dash to get to your opponent. So basically, they have 4 APL, right? Before the errata, they have 4 APL. You use this first to charge, and then you still have 4 APL. You have this active, right? After you charge, you fight twice, and then you shoot twice. Stupid crazy. This errata is well deserved. Right. The next one is Talons, 1 CP. When used as tactical ploy, when already friendly Talons of the Emperor operative within 6 inches of an enemy or within 2 inches of the center of an objective marker is activated. Okay. If this, if it's a sister, you select one Custodes. If it's a Custodes, you select one sister, and both of them are activated at the same time. Oh, this is very cool. It's like a teamwork ploy. You activate 2 units at the same time. This is only useful if you use mixed kill team, which I actually suggest. Yeah. All right. Next equipment. The first one is the Oath Parchment 3EP, 3EP, and basically it's the same as Purity Seal in Space Marines. You can use the command reroll without spending CP once per battle. If you don't bring anything else, this might be useful. Next, Tanglefoot Grenade 3 EP. This is not limited, so you can use this multiple times. Basically, 1 AP, you throw a grenade to a visible, and within 6 inches, you subtract 1 from its APL. This is pretty good if you're going to for enemies that needs their APL, like for models with 2 APL, reduce it by 1. That's very useful, especially if they are within the objective and needs to interact with an objective, right? Might be useful, but it's 3 EP, kind of expensive. But then again, the other options isn't really that great. So let's check. Misericordia 2 EP. Basically, each time this operative fights in combat, use this. You can use this. If you do so, roll a d6 on 3+. Enemy operative that fought suffers 2 mortal wounds. This is crazy. But this is after, right? So if you survive, which is very likely, you use this and you deal 2 more mortal wounds. Very useful. I would suggest bringing 2 of this. If you bring 2 Custodes, right? Bring 2 of these on each of them. Or maybe not. If you're not planning on going into melee with the Custodes, then don't bring it. Because you might bring 5 sisters with great swords. Alright, next is the Psych Out Grenade. It's 2 EP. This is only for the sisters of Talons. 4 attacks, hitting a 3+. The damage is only 1/1, but the effect is, if you're fighting a target with the Psyker or Demon keyword, the damage is 3 and 5. Also, it has lethal 5+. Suddenly, it's very good. So yeah, this is situational, again, as usual. If you're fighting things with Psyker, like Grey Knights, Thousand Suns, and Demon, which is, well, Chaos Demons. If you're fighting against those 3 factions, you might want to bring this. Otherwise, no. Alright, the next one is, I think this is very good for sisters, because for 2 EP, it's only once per battle though. Well, okay, so it's optional. 2 EP, whenever you would be inflicted a damage from an attack dice, you subtract 3 minimum of 0, so you can actually reduce it to nothing. Could be useful. I would suggest giving these to the melee sisters, and if you see, oh wait, it's only a difference of 1 dice between them living and dying, use it, and then you can charge next turn, next activation. Could be useful. I would suggest bringing it. Yeah. Right. So, what should your kill team look like? If you want to go all out with Custodes, you can still do that. I would suggest bringing just 4 with Guardian Spears. However, if your enemy have a lot of access to heavy weapons, like if you're fighting, well, any army really, if you're fighting like intercessors, you might want to bring just Guardian Spears, right? But if you're fighting like sisters with access to 2 Meltas, or Death Watch with access to 2 plasma guns, or other factions that has access to like heavy weapons, you might want to bring this, but this is only short range. Now, if you're going to bring Guardian Spears, bring 4. If you're going to bring this, I would suggest 2 of these, and the rest should be Sister Silence. All right, so actually, like, any option is quite viable, I think. You can bring 2 Custodes and then 5 Sister of Silence, or just 10 Sister of Silence, or just 4 Custodes, whatever you want. However, if you only bring 4 Custodes, do realize that if one of them dies, it's like a huge blow to your list, to your army. So be mindful of that. My suggestion, bring 2 Guardian Spears, and then bring 5 of Sister of Silence. Now, which 5? My suggestion is either 2 Great Blade, 3 Bolt Gun, or 2 Bolt Gun, 3 Great Blades. Up to you. Or if you want to, if you bring 5 Guardian Spears, then 5 Great Blades. That could work. Probably a bit too much melee, but no, I don't think so. Yeah, you can just bring 5 of these and 2 Guardian Spear. This way, people will have to like choose between, hang on a minute, should I shoot at the melee sisters moving closer to me, or the big dudes that are very hard to kill that will shoot twice at you per turn. Now, if you decide to bring just 4 Custodes, that's also very good because you get to do Overwatch most of the time. However, remember you can only Overwatch once per model, and sometimes if you don't get the line of sight, you cannot really Overwatch. But still, any option is good. People don't usually bring the Sister of Silence, but I would suggest bringing them. Like bring 2, bring 5, any combination. Don't bring the Flamers. They're really good. Now, as for what to buy, it's pretty clear because you can only buy like a box of this. Wait, let's check. Let's check how many you get per box. I think you get 3 per box, right? I think you get 3 per box. All right, let's check. Custodian Guard, actually. Oh no, actually, wait. This one's right. Oh, you get 5 per box. Okay, that's pretty good. So 1 box is enough. Yeah. All right, that's pretty good for Custodes. If you want to play for very cheap, just want to buy a box of this, and it's enough to play this one. However, if you want the Sisters, you have to buy 2 boxes. Sisters of Silence. No. Wait, no. Hang on a minute. What? There you go. This is it. Yeah, you only get 5. So if you want to play with like a kill team of 2 fire team, Sister fire team, you have to buy 2 boxes. A bit more expensive, but then it's 30 pounds. How much is for the Custodes? 35. A bit more expensive, but you only need 1 box of these. I would suggest if you can buy 2 boxes, buy 1 box of Custodian and 1 box of Sister, and then just make them combination that you want, or you can try magnetizing them. Yeah. All right then. I think that's it for the Talons of the Emperor. For the next episode, I am planning to do the Pathfinders from Chalnath. I'm currently reading the book. Uh, yeah, I borrowed it from my friend. I'm reading it right now. After Pathfinders, I will probably do a video on the novitiates, and then we'll see. Maybe I'll talk about the ecclesiarchy at last. All right then. Yeah, that was my video on Talons of the Emperor. Why am I saying this again? I don't know. Thank you for watching. Do leave a like, subscribe, leave a comment. What do you want to see me talk about? Did I say something wrong in this episode? Maybe the flamers are actually very good. Maybe the shield ones are actually better than the spear ones. I don't know. Do tell me in the comments. Thank you very much for watching, and see you all in the next video. Bye!